what would you say to those who are just kind of overly critiquing the film at this point? You've worked so hard on it.
Here. Hold on.
All right.
But you don't seemingly like your own character, so she comes off as an insufferable, whiny brat.
And if you disagree with this sentiment, I don't need your business. Thanks.
Yeah.
Weird.
The producers, far left-wing activists in Hollywood, are turning on her, and Disney has canceled all of Rachel Zegler's appearances on their media platforms. Kind of tough.
Rachel Zegler, like so many kids raised on TikTok, she's all for infantada is the only global solution.
Behind the scenes, you guys know as well as I do that those executives like Spielberg are looking at that saying, Rachel Zegler can F right off.
Rachel is literally the star of a Disney movie, and she acts like she's some sort of victim. And that's the sort of mentality that is just poisoning people's minds. Like, she acts like her life is so bad.
I truly do believe that. There's something wrong with her. She's disturbed, she's unhappy, and she thinks it's about feminism and the patriarchy and about abortion. But the reality is she's just not stable.
Have they ever thought about maybe like a little bit of like, I don't know, vulnerability study, opposition research, that sort of thing before you go and hire some Zoomer who's a lunatic?
Now, I'm guessing that she's not married. I'm guessing that she doesn't have kids. The movie is a complete disaster, by the way.
Saying that audiences will always line up to see her no matter what she does.
Every premiere and everything I do, people will wait in line to see.
You know what's interesting about all this is that the only person waiting in line to see Snow White was Rachel Zegler.
And they postponed the release of this thing, Ben, for a year because their star, Rachel Zegler, was so unlikable.
Imagine being hailed as Disney's newest princess, the streamer-smashing star meant to resurrect a billion-dollar fairy tale, only to watch your kingdom collapse while a movie made of pixel blocks storms every box office castle in sight. That's the real-life plot twist Rachel Zegler never saw coming, and it's shaking Hollywood harder than any poisoned apple ever could. And here's the kicker. Just as the numbers tanked, Zegler vanished halfway around the world, leaving Disney's executives clutching empty glass coffins and scrambling for answers. Buckle up, because the story behind her sudden silence and the rise of a blocky underdog called Minecraft isn't just dramatic, it's a masterclass in how to lose an empire in 3 easy press junkets. But to understand the implosion, we need to rewind to the moment Disney crowned its new fairest of them all.
I'm gonna stand there 18 hours in a dress of an iconic Disney princess. I deserve to be paid for every hour that it is streamed online.
Every time she speaks, she gets less likable. There's some clip of her on the internet in her Snow White outfit saying, every hour I am in the outfit of Snow White wearing the dress. All 18 hours, I deserve to be paid for every single one. Oh, really? Are you having trouble paying your bills, Rachel? Did Steven Spielberg not pay you for your role in West Side Story? Did Disney fail to give you a healthy paycheck? Like, cry me a river. She's just exactly everything that we can't stand.
Rachel Zegler's origin reads like a wish granted before midnight. She posted cover songs on YouTube, wowed Steven Spielberg, then leapt straight from high school hallways to an Oscar-winning West Side Story debut. By mid-2022, Disney plastered her face across Times Square, the first Latina to don Snow White's dress. Release date set for March 21st, 2025. Budget soaring past $210 million. Optimists called it a slam dunk return to Disney royalty. Inside Burbank boardrooms, merch prototypes piled up. Tiaras, dolls, even an AI lens that morphed selfies into Snow White core. Early test footage teased classic songs with a modern edge. Investors smelled a clean billion. Then the princess opened her mouth.
Alex, what has been the reaction to Disney's latest expensive own goal?
Well, the reaction has been absolutely horrible. It is the worst box office from a Disney live action remake that they've ever done.
I mean, they're projected to lose between $200 and $400 million on this.
And then they had to hire a special media consultant for her to follow her around all the time and make sure she didn't continue shitting on Snow White and the prince and young love and women who want to get married and Steven Spielberg, the executive producer of her previous movie, and white people who she claims wanted to know if she was really a Latina on her first movie.
During a July 2024 D23 interview, Zegler laughed at the 1937 cartoon felt weirdly outdated and promised her Snow White would skip the whole waiting for a prince routine. Clips exploded on TikTok. Fans felt lectured. Traditionalists fumed. Then came the side tweet, "Free Palestine," posted minutes after Disney begged all cast to hush politics until after premiere. The tweet hit 8 million views before sunrise. Headlines multiplied. Woke Snow White? Disney's fairest misfire. Within a week, the boycott Snow White trended above the hero Barbie core. YouTubers dissected every shrug, every eye roll. Talk show pundits asked whether Zegler hated the story she was selling. The goodwill melted faster than a poisoned popsicle. Online outrage is loud, but Hollywood accountants speak in dollars, not hashtags.
This woman shown here is not the actual woman playing Snow White, but the woman playing Snow White is named Rachel Zegler. And she and Gal Gadot, who plays the evil queen, were caught on the red carpet. This is actually from September of 2022, but it's resurfaced now because the movie's coming out, talking about what we should expect from Snow White.
You said you were bringing a modern edge to it on stage. What do you mean by that?
I just mean that it's no longer 1937, and we absolutely wrote a Snow White that is
not going to be saved by the prince.
She's not going to be saved by the prince, and she's not going to be dreaming about true love. She's dreaming about becoming the leader she knows she can be.
Oh my God.
Nobody
Who wants a movie about true love? What kind of woman do we want out there seeking true love, Eliana? The outrage.
Opening weekend should have danced past $100 million. Instead, the film limped to $42.2 million domestic, $86 million worldwide. By week 4, it stalled at $184 million globally, barely scratching production costs, nowhere near marketing spend. Projections flipped from profit to a potential $250 million write-off. Disney's worst live-action remake bleed since John Carter. CinemaScore audiences graded it a tepid B. Theaters cut showtimes. Unsold popcorn-scented lobbies. Like defeat, one analyst quipped, they tried to out-princess the original and wound up out-earning Morbius. Barely. When the money dies, the lawyers live.
They've been in a full meltdown about this girl for a couple of years now, and how they had her tweet out like a little, "Yay, Snow White, can't wait, so excited, I love to play her." And she did it and got like millions of views, and they were like, "Good job, Rachel." And then she, like minutes later, followed it up with, "And never forget, free Palestine."
And isn't her co-star Jewish?
Yes, Gal Gadot, whatever.
Gadot. I mean, what?
Yeah.
Wow.
They tried, they flew an executive, one of the producers, out to go visit personally with Rachel Zegler to say, "Could you please take that down? Because we understand you can have your political views, but those aren't really helpful while you're trying to build an audience for a movie. Maybe you could save them for like your diary and your friends, but like maybe not, maybe just take the tweet down." And she wouldn't.
Internal whispers, first reported by Entertainment Trades, claim Disney's crisis team combed Zegler's contract looking for a morals clause exit. The chatter docking bonuses, canceling sequel options, maybe seeking damages for brand erosion. No lawsuit landed on the docket, but insiders say late-night Zoom calls rattled studio windows clear into April. Employees nicknamed them Doom Rooms. Publicly, Disney kept its smile polished. Privately, a senior exec allegedly slammed a fist on the table and muttered, "$1 billion character burned down by her own press tour." The morale sank faster than the stock ticker. And right when tempers peaked, the star herself disappeared.
Minecraft in the United States in one weekend made more money than Snow White has made globally after 3 weekends. That's how bad it is right now.
Literally the only person there. And do you not understand how humiliating this is? Meanwhile, the experience at Minecraft goes something like this.
Fan jet trackers spotted a private flight labeled RZ925 landing in Dubai 4 days after Snow White's second weekend drop. Zegler's socials went dark. Scheduled talk show slots were postponed. Her team insisted it was a wellness break, but Reddit sleuths highlighted deleted posts and a silent phone at her usual LA gym. Conspiracy theories flared. Was she dodging paparazzi or a subpoena? No facts, just roaring speculation. Meanwhile, Disney PR filled a vacuum with recycled B-roll and pre-taped interviews. Viewers noticed the timestamps and rolled their eyes. A princess in exile is hard to sell. And into that vacuum marched a bunch of walking, talking cubes.
And of course, this weekend, Minecraft came out, which has absolutely dominated the box office, done significantly better than analysts even projected. And now we're finding out that Snow White has officially crossed $160 million.
So, it got destroyed at the box office. Here's the box office numbers. The Minecraft movie made $60 million on Saturday. Snow White made $2 million.
Warner Brothers dropped a Minecraft movie on April 4th, 2025, 2 weeks after Snow White. Critics predicted too blocky to click. Audiences disagreed. The film detonated a $300 million global opening, then bulldozed to $662 million by week 3. Riding TikTok block party trends, so rowdy some theaters banned unaccompanied teens. Jack Black's meme-heavy press tour gleefully mocked Disney's woes. At least our princess likes her own game. Parents praised its faithful vibe. Gamers squealed at Easter eggs. Theaters reported sold-out 11 p.m. shows filled with costumed kids and DIY pickaxe props. Suddenly, box office headlines proclaimed, "Pixels beat Princess. Nothing stings like seeing your rival's victory lap on the same news crawl as your loss."
And if you disagree with this sentiment, I don't need your business. Thanks.
You know, I don't need your business. You know what? Maybe Disney does. Maybe you're a tool, you're a pawn in this film. You didn't write it, you didn't direct it, you have nothing to do with the creation of Snow White. Right. You should shut up and do the job.
The internet framed it as a morality play. Minecraft respected its roots, Snow White lectured its fans. Hashtag wars. Work Stay Blocky versus Oosh Let Snow Snow erupted. YouTubers stitched side-by-side scenes. The pixelated hero saving villagers while Snow White declared she doesn't dream of a prince. Comment sections melted. Some called it woke fatigue, others blamed toxic fandom. Either way, Minecraft minted cash while Snow White's attendance slid 66% in week 2. Executives at rival studios took notes. Authenticity sells, arrogance repels. And as Disney shareholders grumbled, Warner's stock inched up. The kingdom was in chaos, and the queen, well, she gone silent too.
When we look, you can see families were more than willing to go to the box office to support something like the Minecraft movie, while Rachel Zegler's Snow White continues to plunge.
You can't tell me Minecraft is the worst movie of 2025 when Snow White exists. That's right.
Sources close to Zegler say she's oscillating between tears and strategy sessions. One faction urges a bold on-camera mea culpa. Another whispers disappear, rebrand, relaunch in 3 years. Meanwhile, Disney faces a brutal choice. Pour millions into a marketing relaunch for streaming, or cut their losses and let the film fade like last season's Magic Mirror. No announcement yet, only rumors of stealth edits to tone down divisive dialogue before the Disney Plus drop. Hollywood veterans are calling the saga a watershed. It proves that in an age of instant clips and relentless feeds, a single offhand comment can gut a tentpole faster than bad CGI ever could. And for every studio whispering about the next fan-bait remake, the blocks of Minecraft stand as neon-lit proof that listening to your core audience builds something stronger than an algorithm-approved lecture.
Every way that Disney changed the story, it changed it for the worse.
And you know the saying, go woke, get broke, and Disney's gonna lose money on this movie. And I believe it only made less than $1 million in China.
No one on the right side of America can stand the star of this movie.
So here we are, a princess in self-imposed exile, a studio counting shattered shards of $1 billion dream, and a blocky adventure rewriting every rule about what audiences crave. Will Rachel Zegler stage a Phoenix-style comeback? Will Disney sue, settle, or simply pretend this chapter never happened? Or will a new generation of filmmakers take the lesson to heart? Respect the story, respect the fans, and leave the moral grandstanding to someone who isn't selling tickets. Whatever happens next, one truth is locked in stone, and maybe even in bedrock. The fairest story in Hollywood isn't about who holds the crown, it's about who keeps the crowd. And right now, that crown belongs to a bunch of laughing pixels, dancing across multiplex screens while an empty glass coffin gathers dust in Burbank. Drop your thoughts below, Team Princess or Team Pixel. And don't forget to subscribe because this fairy tale is far from over.